Hi everybody, thanks for joining. I am doing an experiment today, tomorrow and the next day, wanting to bring you all along. The experiment is simply based on the liquids that we drink and to see whether or not those affect the body quickly or whether they affect the body at all. How I'm going to do the experiment is, first off, my hypothesis is the liquids that we drink have a direct result in determining whether or not our blood is in an anaerobic state or an aerobic state. Last night at 6 p.m. I started drinking this liquid. I drank an entire one of these, so about 50 ounces, and then I'm halfway through this one. I'm gonna hit another cup full for about 10 minutes before we do the experiment to give it some time to work, and we'll go from there. Today, after the experiment, for the next 10 hours, I'm gonna just be drinking filtered tap water, and then starting tonight, I will switch to decaf coffee and then drink coffee tomorrow morning. That's the only thing I'll do. And then we'll just keep going through the days and we'll just be testing liquids from here on out. And how they, like I say, if they affect the body and the blood, changing it from an anaerobic state to an aerobic state, or whether it does anything at all. Not drinking bottled water for a very long time. Tasting this, the taste of it, it's actually not that bad. It tastes pretty good, which I was shocked because I was anticipating it tasting terribly, but the taste isn't bad. Okay, so we'll give it about 10 minutes. We'll meet y'all back and then we'll prick the finger, do the test, and we'll look at everything. Thanks, guys. All right, y'all, so it's been about 10 minutes, gosh, maybe 12 by this point, but let's go ahead and test now. All right, and we'll check it here under the scope. Bring it in, and there you have it. There are my blood cells. You can see how it almost looks, let me focus it slightly. See how they look like worms? How they're kind of all stuck together there? On the bottom left, that worm, and then the big old clump in the middle there. So what you're witnessing is rouleau. It's when your cells don't have an electrical charge, they don't repel each other, they're actually sticking together. And this is a direct result of like blood clots or diseases occurring in the blood simply because your blood's not moving. It's not moving around. It has a lesser amount of oxygen in the blood so that your cells actually don't have an electrical charge. They don't repel each other and they're not buoyant. You can see how they're very sticky. Let me shift this around. Yeah, so you can see here on the top right middle, each one of those little circles is a blood cell, but you notice they're all clumped together. So that's pretty fascinating. We are going to continue the experiment, like I say, through today, through tomorrow, through the next day. Who knows how many liquids we're going to be trying, but we're going to test a lot to see, like I say, if a liquid can affect the state of the blood, changing it from an anaerobic state to an aerobic state. Thanks for coming along, guys. Hey friends, welcome back to the experiment. We are at day 2 of coffee. Today's coffee, starting from yesterday at 6 p.m. all the way till this morning till 10. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but for the experiment, I set out to drink 80 ounces of coffee. I missed the mark. I got to about 60 as of right now. And then, as you know, for the experiment, about 10 minutes before, I'm gonna be drinking 10 ounces. So reaches me up to about 70 ounces within a 14-hour window. And not being a coffee drinker, I've definitely felt it. Last night I did the decaf, but this morning I went to the caffeine. So this is what a lot of people feel like, I guess, in the morning. Don't know why people are after this feeling, but we're doing it for the experiment. I did also want to just quickly mention that I am on a plant-based diet. I'm trying to eat more clean and keep things consistent throughout the experiment so that I have more accurate results for you all watching. So I'm gonna drink this coffee for you. Oh, cheers. Oh, I'm so glad it's not piping hot. Oh, there we go. Done. All right, well, give us about 10 minutes and then we'll come back and prick the finger, look it under the microscope, and see how my blood is responding. All right, y'all, welcome back. We are past the 10 minutes, so we're ready to test the blood now. Let me get my slate ready and my mini slide. All right, here goes. Ah, so much better than yesterday. All right, so there it is under the microscope. You can see, oh wow, there we are. See it slowly moving. Up there on the very top right, that long, almost snake-like connection there. Dang, all those blood cells. So you can notice the blood cells are circular and designed to repel each other, and when they're repelling each other, that means that there's oxygen in the blood, that they have their electrical charge, so that they're able to be rushing and moving and repelling each other. But as of right now, here, let's even try and bring it in closer. Here we go. That's even closer. Let's try and focus. So yeah, right there in the very bottom middle, that almost J looking. So that is what rouleau looks like, simply when your blood cells are clustered together, they're sticking together. They should not be. Like I say, blood cells should be holding an electrical charge. They should be repelling each other and moving. So it's fascinating to witness how your blood can respond to what you eat, what you drink. And as of right now, I mean, I don't have too much movement in my blood. My cells are beautifully clumped together. All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow for the third test. Well, welcome back. Thank you all for being here. This is day 3. For me, gosh, it's felt like 3 days, but for you, it's just, you're watching it side by side on the video. So we'll just get right into it. As you know, day 3, I'm gonna be testing for the restructured water. Like I said, I'm doing the full 14-hour window, only drinking that liquid up to a certain amount, and I'll post all the information of how I ran the experiment at the end. But yeah, let's get into it now. I have my restructured water. Pour my 10 ounces. Cheers. Perfect. So, like I said, we'll wait another 10 minutes, prick the finger, do the test, check at it under the microscope. We're determining whether or not liquids have a direct result, whether the blood is in an anaerobic state or an aerobic state. That's just my hypothesis for the experiment. So, like I said, give us 10 minutes, we'll come back and check it. Thanks. All right, so 10 minutes is up. Let's get to it. Have my lance, my lovely trusty lance. All right. All right, so as we can see, dang, a lot of movement. Not too much rouleau. You can definitely see individual blood cells there. Moving quite quick. Let's bring it down to a higher concentration. There we go. Yeah, so you can clearly see the discs. That indentation in the middle. Still slight rouleaus there up on the top, but a lot of movement. You can tell that they are all very heavily circular and they're buoyant and slippery. It appears that they do have their electrical charge. They are, yeah, there's a lot of movement in there. That's really fascinating. So, I mean, clearly here in the middle, those cells are more clustered together than the ones free floating here. I can even back out to the other. Come back to it. There we are. So, compared to the last two, much less clumping, still movement in the blood here. Yeah, fascinating. Cheers. Well, thanks for coming along with the experiment for us. We'll do a quick little wrap up at the end here, but yeah, thanks for coming along. To wrap up, doing the 3 days, the first day, as you all know, was the Essentia. Not too much movement on those cells, good amount of rouleau, good amount of clumping together. And then going on to day 2, the coffee, really slow, really clumpy, not really a lot of movement there. The differentiation between the Essentia and the restructured water here, what I want to kind of make a difference is Essentia is simply bottled alkaline water, which is made alkaline by adding a chemical to it. Now that chemical is just baking soda. However, as you saw in the video, it's not bringing energy to the cells. It's not moving the cells around. The cells, like you saw, were still clumped together. So the differentiation between restructured water is that there's genuine energy been added back to the water through the platinum and the titanium plates inside the units. So this water we call alkalized. There's been genuine energy added. That's why it can break the blood-brain barrier. It can drive right into the intestines and hydrate you at a cellular level simply because the water has been restructured. The clusters of water that cluster together have been broken apart, energized, and separated, resulting in water that is alkaline, not based on a chemical process, but based on a molecular change. So I'm not here to tell you what to drink or what you should drink, but if you would like your blood to be in a more aerobic state than an anaerobic state, I mean, you saw the tests, so you decide for yourself. We are obviously here at the beautiful Kangen Water Store in Vancouver on the corner of 162nd and 4th Plain. If you would like to come and try this water and even do a blood test, we would happily do that with you. And even if you've never tried Kangen water before, I would love to do a blood test before you try it. Maybe 10 minutes before and mimic my test and see how it goes for you. Thanks for coming along. It was an awesome experiment. I am proud to be here sharing with y'all what this water can do and has done for me. Thank you.